Boom. Hey guys, welcome everyone, and it's my video number 28 now, and this means that there is only 3 videos left to film, so only 3 days left for me in this 30 days challenge that I'm currently working on. And if speaking of results and how far it got me since the very beginning, I'd say that it's really helped me to, first of all, of course, as we thought about it several times and I spoke about it several times during this period of time, I was able to develop my consistency and develop something like a proof that shows that I can stay consistent, something that will help me later on to tackle bigger projects, because I know that I was able to do one thing which wasn't the easiest thing for me to do at the time, but I stayed consistent, and even with 0 results, I still pushed through. I would never expect my videos to be 0 views. That's something I was really surprised. I thought at least with a good thumbnail and consistent videos, I will have more views. Now, the thing is that I believe that my videos are just too long, and for the size of my channel, that is too long, too much. Considering that the information I put out is not yet credited, and I'm not some kind of historian, I don't have any secret knowledge of a business yet, because I still myself haven't developed any business, right? So, speaking of the proof, there is no proof of me being able to do anything apart from being who I am and being quite fit and young and willing to tackle different challenges. So, what I believe I should be doing is creating a proof. Now, how do I create a proof? At the current moment, I believe that the image, by the way, that is something what I wanted to discuss today, because I even wrote it down in my notebook before starting this while watching some podcasts. So, 2 questions here. First is, what do I want to be associated with? And what do I don't want to be associated with? And second is, what gap in the market I want to fill with my videos or my existence. And while thinking of the first 1.5 question, I was contemplating, is it the right way to say it? Contemplating, because I'm not sure exactly at like what is it exactly that I want to be associated with. Is it like I understand the feeling that I want to be associated as a person who is consistent, who is kind but also can be strict, and the person who is it with such person, everyone would, not everyone, all right, not, let's calm my ego down by saying it, but I would want to be a person with who people want to have 5 minutes, 10 minutes, the longer the better, of a conversation, of a talk. For example, me and, let's take some YouTuber, not like popular personas. For example, I'd love to spend an hour of conversation, maybe more, with Chris Williamson. I'd love that. That would be amazing, because I know that I'd learn a lot from him, from his energy, and at the same time, I know that I can listen to his podcasts. So it's not something as like crazy valuable to me at this stage of life, because I'm already well self-aware and that helps me a lot as well, just being my own hero in the movie. But in the same time, I remember myself when I really needed to have a conversation like this with someone who I admire most. And still, I want to be a dude who helps, who can help a person just by having a conversation with him. And I want my friends to value my words and value my advices and the time that we spend together. That is something where I'm headed. But again, the question is that how do I get there? And by what means? So what we know now, let's try to write it down for me as an kind of general image as an answer to the first question. Mm-hmm. So this is first, this is second, and let's get started. So the first question, I want to be associated with a person who's, but again, it's this question can be answered very differently and much more precisely with real material things, which at the moment I can't yet know. I mean, I can, I guess, but I need to uncover it. I need to kind of dig for it. And that's something what I wanted to do today. So a bit later, we're going to start with, keep going with that a bit deeper. But how do I say? Later, we'll dive into that discussion. But at the moment, let's focus on the things I know for sure. So I want to be a person associated with consistency. I want to be known as a consistent, respected, knowledgeable, knowledgeable, um, attentive, authentic, and I think authenticity is very important for me. Since I was a small kid, I used to ask myself the question, who am I? What does it mean to be myself? And I feel much more confident with asking myself this question and answering it at the same time, but I still don't know for sure. It's also a fun it's something interesting to discuss later. In general, it's let's touch some points before I finish this. When you don't know who you are yet from very early age because of certain childhood situations that you've been placed into, and you've been growing up in certain conditions where you have to question yourself who you are because you've been used to focus on external factors more than internal factors and understanding the world not from the internal perspective but by analyzing external situations and then understanding how you should be reacting based on those external situations. So, and also being compared to your friends, to your people in your group, and etc. So, me, let's remove me from the current conversation. Um, person growing up like that starts asking himself a question: who am I? on my notebook I had it written on my note, not a notebook, but it's yeah, I mean, it is a notebook for schools. You have different notebooks for different fields of study, and I don't remember for which one this was exactly, maybe English. So what I got there written on the thumbnail of the notebook, on the cover page, it was, this world, you want to be yourself because all the other places are busy, are taken. And I was like, damn. So it's true. All the other places are taken because everyone is being them. You can't be someone because there is a person sitting there already. There is a soul connected to a place. So you cannot be someone else. You have to be yourself. And then you start asking yourself, okay, well, I have to be myself, but who am I? Like, what does it mean to be myself? Like, for some reason, I've been asking myself this question since a very young age. Now, it's interesting because I said that I know the answer, or I'm more confident with answering, but do I? Um, Definitely, I learned through the past few years that being yourself means not being afraid with, first, it's not even about being afraid or not. It's about listening and hearing yourself, hearing and understanding and being able to interpret your inner emotions and your inner feelings and your inner thoughts. That's something that will help you a lot to understand yourself, and as soon as you do, you will then be able to face a different challenge. For example, many people, they know how we feel, but they scared to show that part of them. They're scared to express real emotions, real feelings, real thoughts, and instead they're trying to stay natural or not show anything, and that's how they kind of close in themselves. So I'm not the one who is. I mean, maybe I was before, the person who would close himself from the world, but more it was connected with me just not understanding what do I even want. I didn't know at the age of 17, I had no idea what I want to do with my life until the age of maybe 21. I mean, I started to discover it when I was 18 years old, and then since then the whole kind of shift in my identity started. But before it was a big, big unknown pool of darkness. All right. So back to this question, what do I want to be associated with? I want to be associated with the person who is consistent, respected, knowledgeable, attentive, and authentic. Authentic and I want to use the word strong, but more spiritually wise than physically. Mm, I wonder how you can say this. What I mean right now? It's let's use the help of our internet thing. resilient, mm, hard to say, there are many different words I got. None of them really suit as much. Mm. Some kind of unbreakable confidence or fearless confidence or carefree confidence. Anyway, authentic and confident. I think that's good enough. So the problem with writing these more of a qualities of a person is that I still don't know yet what am I going to do. So all right, let's, for example, speak more grounded. Like, what does it mean, position-wise, activity-wise? What am I doing? Um, I'm thinking understanding person who knows a lot about human nature, but so I think what I would do here in general in moments when it's difficult for you to understand it yourself, hmm. Okay, let's start a new chat. I was trying to find a previous one where I already communicated some information about me. Anyway, so ask or like give list with no additional comments. 50 questions. Okay, let's put 15 questions. 5, okay, 15, because I'm not sure how many are needed exactly. That will help me understand what I wanna be associated with in the future on YouTube. Definitely could be asked better. What are 3 topics you can talk about for 45 minutes straight without doing any prior research? Interesting. So I think I could speak about gym and in general doing sports for 45 minutes and the difficulty and different exercises and different discussions about it and so on. Then about self-development, 100%, about learning to face your inner self, answer, then ask and answer and perceive and understand, form uncomfortable questions. And then the third one would be kind of the mindset that will help you to be happier, to be more positive, and in general to survive, to be able to survive in this world. Let's write it down, I think. So the cool thing with iPads is that you can do like this, and like this. Yeah. Nice. This is what I'm talking about. So what are 3 topics that you can talk about for 15 minutes straight? Body. First, gym. Gym and in general healthy lifestyle. Then self development of self, or maybe it's the same. It's kind of mindset, healthy mindset. I can call it this way: healthy lifestyle, healthy mindset. For example, if I were to speak about healthy mindset, what would I say? I would say, well, what you should learn to do is find a way to always see the glass of water always half filled, not half empty. And then we would discuss all the ways to get there, and about so many other lessons that I've learned throughout my path and my constant research and questioning. Anyway, gym and healthy lifestyle is the first topic. Second topic would be, I said self-development, and then I said health mindset. Self-development and healthy mindset are kind of two similar things. Well, not really. I mean, lifestyle is the same as well. Healthy lifestyle. Speaking of habits, healthy habits. Let's write what I have, and then I'll try to. Self-development. Healthy mindset. I think I could speak a lot about career as well, because that's something what I've been dealing a lot with in my life, and about 9 to 5, about different ways how you can interpret 9 to 5, what benefits you have, what disadvantages you have of 9 to 5, what's better, but there is also your own business, what about that, how to reach it. Yeah, career wise, it's like kind of success, career. Yeah, in general, I'll just leave career here. So it's gym, healthy lifestyle, self-development, healthy mindset, healthy thinking, maybe I can say. The topic of self-development kind of was ruined, not ruined, but it's just with all the social media people who are trying to do all those courses, who are not yet themselves developed enough, who have never really experienced real life and real struggle and discipline and what it takes to be great, and all of that, and then they go and they speak about self-development, and they put this shadow on this big and very interesting topic, and I even feel little ashamed, not ashamed, but not as proud of being able to speak about self-reflection, because self-reflection means no result. You're not getting paid for it. So like if you say that, hey, this person is like a guru at self-reflection, is he a millionaire? No. Why? What is the point of listening to him? So if you don't have a real proof, then no one is going to listen to your self-reflections, and that's the reality. But then again, the problem is that the proof which I'm talking about is oftenly mistaken for money. And money is not the only outcome that you get of good self reflection. Sometimes you don't even need to understand yourself to develop this self-understanding as much in order for you to become rich. Sometimes you're born rich because of your parents, for example, and you're complete moron, but you just have happens to have money. At the same time, maybe you try to open your business and you got lucky with the field, topic, people, everything. Mm, maybe you know how to make money, but it's again, you don't have to be self-developed to make money. That is the problem. So I would say these are two different things. And how is it even how important it is in the real world in 21st century to develop oneself? Well, I still believe that it's one of the best things that happened to me. I believe it depends a lot. It depends a lot on the type of the person, the person's childhood, and current self-awareness. For people who are born in normal family, in a loving relationship with their parents, in the family where father always loves the mother, and they're together, and you have brother maybe, and you're never compared to one another. Um, you happen to you just got lucky, so you didn't see all the street stuff and shit that sometimes going on, and you just grew up normally, and you know yourself. You're pretty confident. You've did some things already in your life, which proved that you can do stuff. You studied pretty well. You always learned things yourself. You had your own initiative in learning things. Your parents never really help you with the homework because you would just manage it yourself. And in general, in the school that you're going to is a very well developed school. We know how to teach kids in a way that is forming a community, that is forming team spirit, and people are helping each other to grow. So for these people, you don't need to put as much attention to self-development. You just have to keep going and face the difficult, and self-development it's kind of always been there for you. You had the time and the space to grow and to understand yourself. You had a safe environment to do so. Now, people who don't have enough of self-awareness probably has been grown up in the condition where they didn't have a safe place to reflect on themselves and reflect. They don't even know what reflection is. They never got about in the conversation with their parents about who they are and how to become one. Um, because the conversations were always different. They either had fun, or they didn't. So I would say that self-development is really important still in this world for people who haven't had a normal childhood, because then if they don't pay enough attention to discovering and understanding themselves, then it would be a lot of adult kids who are still very emotionally immature and afraid, threatened, closed up. Yeah, okay, so gym, healthy lifestyle, self-development, healthy mindset, career. Relationship. I think I could. I won't write it down, but I believe I could. There's still a learn for me to learn. But I have some ground there. Well, surprisingly, I was able to answer this question, which is very cool because I didn't expect myself to be able to answer this. With enough time and reflection, happened. Career and education, I would say. Okay. Yeah, so I removed healthy, so now it's just gym and lifestyle, self-development and mindset, career and education. Cool. Solid topics, to be honest. Yeah, true. I can speak a lot about it. Or also, I love generating ideas for some weird ass businesses, discussing business models. That's cool. Business development, yes, that's the one. When people in your life ask you for advice or help, what specific subject is it usually about? Mm. Well, I do get asked about gym. I do get asked about mm, relationship and career, but not as much yet. Let's keep the question because I don't get as many people asking me stuff. What is a specific problem you love solving, even if nobody is paying you to do it? Hmm. What is a specific problem you love solving for free? I'm not really solving any problems for free. I mean, that's my first thought. Definitely, there is something like conversations with people, probably. I sometimes I could have like again. Am I really? Yeah, I love helping my friend, but not as much. I mean, I do listen to them, try to give my own advices and perspective. Like, I want to say inspire people, really. Like, I don't know yet, but I just feel that it would be a cool thing to do, personally. What are 2 or 3 core personal values, like discipline, growth, creativity, or authenticity, that you want to shine through every video? Hmm. I think growth. Hmm. What else? Self-awareness. Hmm. And then I don't want to be known as a person who has extremely high ego. So kind of the opposite. Altruism is acting the motivation to benefit others without regard for one's self-interest. Altruism, that's a cool one. Altruism. Altruism is the unselfish concern for the well-being of others. Hmm. Synonyms: selflessness, self-sacrifice, self-denial. Yeah, I don't like these ones. Consideration, compassion, kindness. Compassion and kindness are big ones. Growth, self-awareness, compassion, empathy. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, back to questions. I don't have much time left, unfortunately, but it's really cool to do. Let's keep going. When you look at the creators you admire most, what is the exact feeling or vibe their content gives you that you want to replicate? Hmm. Ooh, I know. Belief. Hmm. Dream big. Face the difficult. Face your fears. If you could be globally recognized as the go-to expert for one narrow subtopic, what would that subtopic be? Damn, that's cool. What is a common belief or standard practice in your field or hobby that you completely disagree with and want to challenge? Common belief or standard practice? Like what do a lot of people believe in that I think is bullshit? Mm, that you don't need self-awareness. What happened? How do I go back to what I was doing? Oh yes, this one. No. What? Oh yes, like this. And then you go like this, and then you go like this, and then you go like this, and then you go like this. Yeah. This is circle all the way together with the movements. Wait, what? It's like tectonic show for you guys. The self-awareness is a scam. I mean, it's much less people in the world who don't think self-awareness is important than the ones who believe that it's important. Like me, for example, I believe it's important. Positivity kind of thing. Nine to five. Yeah. Mediocre, living the mediocre life. Yeah, that's I hate. Should fuck up. Well, cool. I answered only 8 questions of 12 possible questions. The other questions are: what kind of lifestyle routine or daily habits do you want your audience to see you practicing consistently? What is a project challenge or personal transformation you are currently uh, underdoing that people would want to find valuable to watch in real time? And who's your absolute ideal viewer? Ooh, and what is the main frustration they have that your channel will help them overcome? If your content library was turned into a book series 5 years from now, what would the overarching title of that series be? Okay, these are I'll leave for my self-reflection. So, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.